I just figured it would be a good video to make to explain that you've got people out there that they go overboard bragging about how friendly their bees are. And the thing is if you get a decent stock of bees, I'm not knocking any breed of bees, but certain breeds of bees are more aggressive than others, more protective of their hives. It's not that they're mean bees, they're just protecting what is theirs. I typically use very little smoke. I do light it every time I come out, just as a precaution. Some days they're not in a good mood. For the most part, I don't use a suit or anything. I've got this little mosquito net. It helps if they start getting on my face a lot because, well, I just don't like being stung in the face. It does happen. It doesn't happen every time I come out here. I started off without a suit, without a hive tool, without anything. I bought a beehive at a feed store, brought it home, and didn't do anything else with it for a year. Then one day I decided I was going to get some bees, seeing how expensive it was to get bees. So then I figured out you could build a swarm trap, so I did that, and I got lucky. My first year I caught a swarm. It did great most of the summer. Then somehow I lost my queen. I don't know if I rolled her. I couldn't tell you what happened. I was new. I went and bought a queen from a local guy here, and I put it in my hive, and 2 weeks later the whole hive left. So my first year I lost 100% of my bees. So then when I went and started over, I didn't catch a swarm, had to go buy some, so I bought several packages, I bought several nukes. Since then I've been splitting and making my own. But for the most part, if you're real gentle with your bees, they'll be real gentle with you. If you're not, well, they'll teach you to be. You can put a little smoke right there. You can puff a little smoke in the top. If you go overboard with the smoke, it'll actually make them worse. They'll get where they're flying all in the air and stuff, and then you get kind of nervous, and when you get nervous it makes the bees worse. That's the biggest thing. I go to people's houses and mess with their bees, and they're like, this is my real mean hive. I just don't understand it, and all it is a crowded hive, and well, they're a little more protective when you have a lot of bees most of the time, and the people get nervous and they don't go easy. The bees start flying and they start freaking out. So I try to explain to those folks, if you're gentle with your bees, they'll be gentle with you. And these plywood hives right here, they're the pattern I used off the internet, which makes them fairly tight, so it's kind of difficult to mess with, but the main thing is just go slow. If you'll go slow 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get ate up. I'm not going to say that it's never going to happen because, well, I'm not one of those kind of people that's going to tell you that. I don't care whose bees you've got. They will sting you eventually. You mess with them enough. But it does help to have a stock that is not as aggressive. If you go buy a bunch of, Russian bees or something, you're probably going to get stung more often. And what you do is you just go through real slow. When you have comb without foundation, do not flip it up sideways. It will fall out, and then you probably will get stung. So just turn around, look. I'm seeing like right here, those are drone cells. So they're making a little bit of drone. We might have a queen cell in here. Maybe. Just go slow with it. As you see, well, I'm cheap. I actually have a hive tool. I just don't know where it's at the moment. I'm kind of scatterbrained. Right there's my queen. She's right here. See if I can get this over there and show y'all. She's right here. But once you see the queen, unless it's a real crowded hive or something, you're probably not going to have any queen cells. You can just close it up after you see the queen. Be real gentle putting it back together, and be mindful of where your queen was, because, well, you don't want to squish her. Because then, if you're a newbie, well, you're probably going to have to go buy a new one because you don't know how to make one. And when you go buy a new one, you're out $30, plus all the time it takes to get the new one and get her in the hive or not making brood. So that's it. I hope it helped somebody. If you like the video, you want to see more, like it, share it, follow my page. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.